welcome to yet another episode of Earthtones Live, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Great, you should put on a pair of headphones and really enjoy this along with us. Earthtones, Earthtones, Earthtones. That's what they're saying. Intern, intern, intern. That's what they're cheering about because my new and recently trained up intern, Gray, tell me your last name. Gall. Gray Gall, that's right. Gray Gall. Doesn't that sound like a movie star name? Like some movie star or some guy that would be like starring in a soap opera?
It's got alliteration.
Got alliteration. It has alliteration. So Gray is my new intern, ladies and gentlemen. And Gray is going to be helping us tonight with the newest installment of Earthtones Live. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. We have missed y'all since last week. Last week was a fun one. And this week is going to be even a more funner one. And we've promised to keep it succinct this week. I feel like we go on and on and on. And here I am already going on and on and on. But, so welcome. We're going to talk about stuff we've done. We're going to talk about all sorts of cool studio stuff. Abraham has some updates. We've got some updates for some shows we're going to go to. We're going to tell you about. We got some updates for some stuff we've been working on. I have updates about what I've been. Let's first off hit. Let's hit what we've been working on. This week today, I had a gentleman named Todd Foley in with his most awesome band, and they had tracked some stuff previous, and we worked on some of that, and worked on another new tune of that, and I got to play a little bass guitar myself, which is why Abraham has the bass guitar out, is because it was already plugged up and ready to go. So he just said he's playing bass tonight instead of playing guitar. So today we worked on that. Let's see what we worked on. We had a really great live stream on Saturday, and Saturday was an event that we had with a performer, an artist. Her name was Sun Queen Kelsey. Sun Queen Kelsey. What a great name, right? What a great name if you're going to be in a band and you're going to have something that has something attached to it that's also your name, but it's not like, you know what I mean? Like it's not just your first and your last name, but it's also not like a made up name. I haven't seen her birth certificate, but I think her name was really Kelsey.
James O'Gara says, love the Luke.
Oh, Jim O'Gara. Jim O'Gara. James O'Gara. Sorry.
My apologies.
No, James. Does it say James or Jim?
It says James.
It says James, so I'm going to call him James because it says James right there on his. Is it an avatar if he doesn't have a picture? Does he have a picture? Can I see it? My glasses are color. And my glasses are a little. I will tell you tonight. I just realized by looking in the camera. Oh wow! You can make it big. What's up, Gail? My glasses. I look like. You remember the guy that used to be. The guy that used to be, he was like a film critic. His name was, not a film critic, he was like a film or a TV critic, and he was a Broadway guy. His name was Bruce Valanche, and he would be on all these shows, and he had crazy hair like me, and it was crazy and white, but he had these crazy red glasses that were shaped like this, and that was like his thing. I had to buy these glasses. My wife was in the hospital a while back, and, we were all in the hospital, like pretty much all day and all night. We didn't go home, and we kind of like had to stay, and so I didn't have any glasses when we went up there, and I had to buy a pair of glasses, and these were the only glasses they had that were in like a 2.5 or a 3, and they look crazy. I look like somebody's crazy grandma. They got like this white marbling on them. I'm like, okay, look out. This is not an intentional look. This is just the glasses I walked out of the house with this morning. So there you go. Not like anybody's like, online bagging on my look or anything like that. Anyway, so James O'Gara has preached the gospel of the Music Man for quite a while, and I remember him having. Jim, did you not have a guitar that had some pickup selector on it that gave you a certain number of pickup selections, like something stupid like 73.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, it was ridiculous. It had a knob on it that he would turn, and it would give you a pickup selection of like 73 or something like that. Like not humanly I guess mathematically possible, but it had these pickups in it. So Jim, if you're watching, man, you can tell me that. But I remember that guitar, and it might have been a Music Man, maybe. But I know Jim's got a couple, and now Jim is ultra jealous of this guitar because it is Jim's favorite color, which is green. And it's kind of green.
That's up for debate.
Well, that's
I call it blue.
You call it blue. Jim probably calls
it
it's green sparkle. The majority of the people that let me see if I can turn it in the light. Actually, get some light on it in this camera where it actually sparkles. I don't want to hit you in the face with my headstock. I'll just keep turning it so I can kind of see it. I'm watching the camera angle. Yeah, that's kind of it there. Hey, there's Latarsha Miller. Please don't be mad at me because I haven't gotten your track done yet, but I literally was in sessions all day until we just did this thing. So I can do that track tomorrow for you. I promise. Latarsha Miller, I've only been working with her. We've been working together for about 100 years, possibly only 83. But she was one of the old schools at the old Earthtones, and we have worked on a ton of really cool stuff. Where was I? Here I go to 8:45. I'm sorry. I'm trying to keep it succinct tonight, so we don't have to eat. So this is the reason we're trying to keep it succinct.
Someone wants to know if we're coming to Eric Gale's at the Sunset Theater this Saturday.
You dang straight! I'm going to hang out with Uncle Eric. We will be in about 10 rows back on the right, taking up 5 whole seats. I don't know how we're taking up 5 whole seats. I got 5 tickets, but and I will tell you guys straight up, like I know I have a lot of working relationships with musicians, but I do not, in any uncertain terms, ever ask anyone for anything. I don't ask Eric to let me in free to shows. I do not ask friends of mine to let me in free to shows. I contact them and I say, hey, I'd like to come see it. If they offer it up, perfect. Don't have a problem taking it. But those people work hard for the money, and far be it for me to go in and take 5 seats of money from them or 5 seats of money from the venue that then they have to explain off and still get paid the same amount of money. So just a little pro tip from me to you. Because when they come in and work with me, they pay me, right? All these bands come in and they pay me, and so we pay each other. Simpatico, right? Money in, money out. And money into me, money back to them. So that's the way that I kind of work it, and I would highly suggest that you do that with all of your musical friends too. Don't ask for free stuff.
Well, and also I'm pretty sure that part of the proceeds go to the zoo.
Yeah, the proceeds go to the zoo. Exactly right. So who is asking? That might be, I bet that might be, is that Terry V? Oh, that is Terry V. I see him right here. Yeah, bro. Are you going, Terry? Are you going on Saturday?
Eric Gale says he was planning on going, but it may not work out.
Oh, it's going to be a good one. It's going to be a barn burner, I'm telling you.
Terry V will be there.
Terry V will be there. I was looking at the seating chart. I had to look at the seating chart last night. I think I bought 3 shows worth of tickets last night and we'll tell you about that in a little while. I know that it doesn't really matter. I don't like to come on this show and go, hey, look at all this fun stuff we're doing, you know. I mean, it's fun. I like to talk about it, but it's not like I don't ever come on this show to like gloat. Look at all the stuff I have, or look at all the places I'm going, or whatever. It's like I got up this morning, I put my pants on one leg at a time, just like you did, and I went to work. My work just happens to be here at the lovely Earthtones Recording Studio with Gray sitting right here behind us. You can see him. Watch this. Watch when I go to the other camera angle. Kabam!
There we go.
That's right, intern in the shot, just like it should have been. Not only is he assisting us, he is in the shot and ready to assist us at any time. Like arm's length. Killer. All right, former interns, take note. Former interns and future interns, take note. So, yeah, we're going to go, I think I'm going to go down to and maybe do a little pre-show hang and just catch up. It's very rare that, I get to work with people, but I like to see the show presentation. I like to see it, and I like to see it because it's a whole different vibe. It's a different vibe in here rehearsing and cutting tracks than it is just putting it on and going, because there is no restart on the show. There is no restart. You get to a certain point, and it's go time, and you just got to make it work. So anyway, but yeah, getting back to the Music Man, Jim O'Gara was all hot about the Music Man, and I saw this Luke online, and I had a tax write-off a couple of years ago that I knew I needed to spend some money before the end of the year, so I did not get taxed on it, and I bought this from GC Pro, and I had them ship it to me, and it's one of 2 guitars I have ever bought online.
What was the other one?
The blue floral Ibanez Gem.
Ah,
So let's just say 1 out of 2 ain't bad as far as online, and I'm not bagging.
1.5.
1.5. Yeah, 1.5. The blue Ibanez Gem is a great guitar, but it's one of the Indonesian-made ones. Not that it matters where they're made, but sometimes it does. And this one is American-made, and it'll tell you right here on the back of the headstock. It'll say California Heritage since 1974, and it's got the California. I guess that's the state flag with a bear and a star or something like that. Anyway, so yeah, Jim O'Gara. This is the Luke. This is the Luke 3, and it has 2 humbuckers in it, and it also has 15 dB boost. It's got a 5-way switch in it, and it splits the humbuckers at the 2. So the 2 is like. That's that, and the 2, and then the 4. Yeah, so the 2 and the 4 is single coil, right? So it's in and out. I think it's in and out of phase single coils, the inside coils and the outside coils, and then the 1, the 3, and the 5 is all back humbucker, both humbuckers, and neck humbucker. So anyway, awesome guitar, beautiful roasted neck on it, and all that good stuff, and the humbuckers are custom wound, I guess, for this guitar. But I will tell you, I got it, and I understand, see the light. Yeah. I have seen the light of the music, man, and I understand. So
they're not cheap, but they're worth the price.
They are not cheap, and they are worth the price. And I will tell you straight up, too, their Sterling models, which are their cheaper ones that are made in like Korea or something, really killer. I mean, I would buy one of those Sterling basses in a second. Yeah. So if you get a chance to buy any Music Man stuff, the American-made one, I think this one is probably around $3,000. I don't think I paid that much for it, but it's really worth it even if you pay that much for it.
Very well crafted.
Incredible. I mean, incredible. Everything on it, not a, they're really custom shop guitars. They just make a lot of them, but they make them in the same shop. Okay, so what else did we have? Any other questions in the chat? I ain't even looking. I'm just talking.
Eric Gale says if he ends up going, he'll hit us up.
Okay, cool. Hey, Wayne Jarrett. How you doing, man? So check it out, Wayne. I saw a guitar online yesterday, and Wayne has painted one guitar for me in 1988, and it's one of my favorites. And I mean, that's my guitar, right? That's my OG shredder guitar that I bought in 1986 or 87, and Wayne painted it in 88. It was white when I bought it. Stock white Charvel guitar. It's back here in a case. We're not going to get it right now. But anyway, so I saw one of those exact model guitars in brand new condition somewhere in, was it like in Maine or somewhere?
I don't remember.
And I saw it online yesterday. Facebook Marketplace is like $800. I was like, man, I do not need another one of those. But Abraham brought up a good point. He said we could get that one, and we could get Wayne to paint it. So we would have. Would you get it? What would you get him to paint on it? Would you get him to paint it almost like a twin?
I was trying to think about that, but I don't know what it would be.
What do you mean?
What would be the twin to the Lightning Storm?
Yeah, so if we did the Wayne,
not like identical, like 2 Lightning Storms. I'd want it to be something different. But
but would you want the twin of it to be the same color scheme?
Maybe, but I don't know.
Same color scheme, but something different on it. But you know the thing, all of Wayne's guitars are all one of a kind. Like even if I guarantee you that he would tell you, and tell us this, Wayne, if you're still on and watching, that if you put same guitar down in front of Wayne and said, I want you to paint me 2 identical paint jobs, there's going to be some difference in those guitars if he paints them. So if you guys see Wayne Jarrett in the chat, he is one of the greatest guitar painters. Oops. What was that?
Every time I kick the table.
Oh, wow. It's like a sub.
Oh, I know.
Wow, man. Oh, hey, okay. Okay, so Terry says he'll be pulling a Bob Euchre. I take it that means you're going to be in the front row. Isn't that what he used to say? Hey, that means I'm in the front row. Okay, so we'll see you guys at the Eric Gales show on Saturday evening. And mentioning buying tickets to stuff.
Oh wait,
What?
This is off topic but interesting.
Not off topic.
If I grab the upper horn, my elbow is resting on the table. Picks it up on the mic.
Oh.
It really likes that A.
Okay, great. What's that called? What's that concept called? The only reason I ask you is because I'm trying to remember it myself and I can't.
Yeah.
So I'm going to put it off on the intern because I don't expect him to know it, but that's going to buy me some time so I can remember it.
Yeah.
Right? So what is it called? It is called coupling is what it is called.
Oh, there you go. Rest the headstock on the table.
You realize that before there were sustainers and Fernandez sustainers on that like that for guitars, yo, Aiden. Well, yeah, it is called resonance. Yes, you're right. There are pictures of Vi in the studio when he was doing Flexible, and he has his guitars, and he has the headstock of his guitars resting on the 412 cabinet to get more sustain out of the note. That's the exact same concept that you're doing right now. Woo! Can y'all hear that out there in TV land? In TV land,
That's
what was I born in, like 1940? Volume all the way down?
Volume all the way down. No DI signal.
Sounds like a stand-up.
It really likes the A.
That 440, and Jim could probably tell us about this too, because Jim is Mondo music professor, but he's like a scientist at the same time too, so he could tell us all that good stuff, all that good educational stuff that I don't necessarily know about, because I kind of sideways into this career. But what was I going to say? If you ever have an acoustic guitar that has a pickup on it and you're playing live, they make those little disc things that go in the sound hole, the little black discs. And the reason they make those is because your A string, speaking of the one that likes to resonate, your A string will just go, and it will start feeding back and vibrating from in the guitar from the pickup, from the feedback through the monitors.
Yes.
The A string is always the one that does it. I don't know why. Jim could probably tell us why.
I feel like different guitars have particular notes that resonate very well. Like I know that the EVH, the D notes.
Your black and white stripe one?
When I play a D, and it's like I can feel the bridge shaking.
Yeah, because there's different. Well, because there's also different. Aiden says he heard it in his headphones real well. That's cool.
There you go.
Aiden is former intern Aiden that would set up this whole live stream all by himself. So Gray has taken over the helm and is doing great. This is Gray's first live stream with us. He's helped us set up. He helped me set up for the live stream for someone else last week, but this is his first one with us. So we're going to try not to do anything too crazy tonight. Nothing too crazy, but okay. And again, Gray Gall. I mean, I swear it's like a TV star, man. It's like it sounds like a soap opera star, like an action movie James Bond star. Anybody ever told you that?
Yeah, or like a DJ or something.
A DJ. I like that. I don't know about DJ Gray Gall. I don't know. Do DJs normally go by their first and last names?
No.
Bad Bunny, like Bunny's his last name?
No.
See, does this surprise you that I know who Bad Bunny is?
I mean, like the fact that he's not a DJ. And yeah. Well, I mean, like
I'm so bad.
Yeah, I mean, like a disc jockey in the class.
Oh,
like a radio DJ. Yeah, exactly. Okay.
I didn't want to go that retro on you and go like, "Hey, spin me some platters."
I can see that more.
All right. So, what was I getting at? What was I getting at? Something I was working on. Oh, live stream. We did a live stream this past week. It was killer. Had a DJ set. Had a live band in here that had 2 guitars, keys, bass, and drums, and a singer. And it was really killer. That was on Saturday. I have no idea what else happened the previous week. I would have to look at my calendar.
Mystic Syndicate.
Mystic Syndicate. Yes.
Good catch.
I had in Mystic Syndicate, and that's why we have Gray here, because he has a way better younger memory than I do. I just go like, and I have no idea. I can't remember. I just work through it and go like, next. So, yeah, Mystic Syndicate. Who is this? Yeah.
Facebook user.
All right, Facebook user. Oh, that's a really good question, Terry V.
I had no idea that was a thing.
It is. I saw that in an article, and the thing being, the people, and I'm not stereotyping anyone. There's no stereotype to it because I'm calling you what you are. The people that have a problem with. So Terry's question is this, if you guys can't see it across platforms. It says, what do you think about Sir Paul, meaning Sir Paul McCartney, and plans to use AI to recreate John Lennon's voice to do the last Beatles release? So there's one last song, apparently, that was recorded during whatever that movie session is. Is it Get Back or something like that?
I don't know.
I don't know. Abraham doesn't care about the Beatles. Don't bag on him.
I thought it was like a Lennon home demo from like late 70s.
Maybe it is, but that's what I'm saying. It's so Paul McCartney is going to finish it, right? He's going to finish it out and release it as a. From what I've seen, he's going to release it as a Beatles song, right? But now he said that they would use AI, artificial intelligence, to take John Lennon's voice and all the words that he sang and write the lyrics for it and have AI. I don't know if they're going to write the lyrics or if they're going to have AI write them, but the fact that Paul McCartney has even entertained the matter of doing that to something that a lot of people consider so precious as the Beatles catalog and a Beatles song, I bet people are literally like their brains are inverting right now because they don't know what to do. Because Beatle fans, and I'm a Beatles fan, but I'm not Beatlemania. I wasn't there. I was too young to see him on Ed Sullivan. Beatles were a way later thing to me. I get it. I love it. It's a thing. It's completely undeniable in the pantheon of music history. But straight up Beatle fans will be completely inverting their brains because they don't know. They don't know whether to love it or hate it. They can't be hating on their beloved Beatles, but they probably hate the fact that AI could write a song better than they could if you just input the right information. So they're going to lose their minds. And it's one of those things where I'm like, you know those memes where it's like, here, get the popcorn, let's sit back and watch what happens. That's kind of what I think is going to happen, is get the popcorn. But you know, the other thing is too, is if it's a demo and they have to complete it, somebody's got to write the lyrics. Should it be one of the, so do you think, okay, so Terry V says, Lennon's demo voice was not good enough to use, so AI will mimic what he sang. Okay, so they're not writing anything, but the AI is going to mimic. I watched a really, really good, no, I'm sorry. I didn't watch it. I was listening to it. When I leave here, I just listen to people talking on my stereo. I very rarely listen to music because I hear it all day, and I just have to like unplug my brain. So whether it's talk radio or, mainly now it's just podcasts, which can include talk radio people, but whatever. So I was listening to a podcast yesterday with Chris Jericho. He has an amazing podcast called Talk is Jericho. And he has everyone from rock stars to horror movie, like the things that he likes, to wrestlers, to all this stuff, right? He had Bob Rock, and Bob Rock is a massive, massive rock music producer that's done everything from, he did Metallica's Black Album, he did Motley Crue Dr. Feelgood, I mean, just massive, massive, massive albums. And they were touching on AI, and they were touching on things like tuning vocals like auto-tune. And that's one of the things to me when people talk about AI is basically just saying that you're not doing it. You're either not doing it. AI will completely take your place. Apparently, I haven't even dabbled in it. I don't even know. I just read what it says. But what I think about is I think like, okay, there's people in here. I use auto-tune every single day. I used it today. I probably used it yesterday, and I probably used it for the past, as long as I've had it. I should literally own stock in Antares, whatever they're called, Antares, that makes auto-tune. I've had 3, 4, 5 different versions. Every time they skip a version, they make you buy the brand new version from the ground up. Nope, can't cross-platform upgrade. And I'm like, I swear, this is no exaggeration. I probably have $4,000 that I've spent on auto-tune over the past 15 years. And you have to have it. It's a necessary evil. You don't have to use it, but you have to have it. If I'm in a studio and somebody walks in and says, yo, man, can you just tune that? It's become such a thing that you just go like, yep, and then you have to have the, so I prefer auto-tune. There's Melodyne and there's some other ones. But when we talk about AI, the thing about AI is that we've been AIing, you guys do not understand. And most of the time, the clients that I have to tune, I cannot mention their names. I cannot play it for you. I cannot tell you, because it's like the man behind the curtain. It's like the Wizard of Oz. It's like I'm showing these people. I really wish that I could get someone to sign off on it one day so I could show you a comparison. This is the vocal before. This is when I finished with it. Because the way that I try to use auto-tune is I try to use auto-tune where it doesn't sound like auto-tune. I just fix the flats and the sharps. If you're headed towards a note and you shoot it sharp, right, and then you settle into it, I try to take off that little place where you shoot sharp. Sometimes I literally have to make people sing because they just cannot sing, and that is a thing. It would be like me going and getting a job as a Speedo model. It's sort of like I don't look good in a Speedo, and you wouldn't want me advertising them, but if I walked in and said, hey, I'm here for the Speedo model job, and they said, okay, great, and they put a Speedo on me, and they took pictures, and they just took somebody else's body and put it on my head or whatever, it's the same thing. And then I go home and go like, man, don't I look good in that Speedo? That's the way auto-tune works. It's the same exact thing, and you have to. It's a necessary evil. You have to do it. So AI has been here. We've been using it. We've been using it to make people sound like they can do things that they can't. And the crazy thing is listening to this Bob Rock interview that I heard yesterday, and it's on an episode for the past week or two of the Talk is Jericho podcast. So I highly suggest that you go out and find it. It's just on Apple Podcasts and all that stuff. And so Bob Rock says, because they're talking to him about auto-tune, and they mention auto-tune, and he says, Chris, I hate to tell you, he said, but we have been tuning vocals, and we have been tuning, guitars, and we have been editing audio for as long as it's been. He's like, all those Michael Jackson records, he said every single one of them were tuned. They were tuned to the nth degree, but we used samplers. And there were hardware samplers that you could put the vocals in, and you could tune cents at a time. Not semitones, but you could tune cents at a time. So what you would do is they would literally go in, and it was just such a manual process to do it, but they had to do it. So all this stuff that came out, what's Jim O'Gara say?
Interesting. There are drum plugins that have had AI for a decade, such as Jamsticks, which model famous drummers' brains.
Oh, yeah, man. Yeah, and you go in and you pull it. Well, and there's a lot of the stuff now. I don't know if it's Logic or one of the softwares. Basically, you tell it what your chord progression is, and it makes you a backing track, that plays along with it, and you're kind of like, yep.
He says also Band in a Box has been AI songwriting arranging software since 2001.
Yeah. Band in a Box. I think that's the one. I think that's what I was just talking about.
Probably.
Is it a plug-in that plugs into your DAW? Do you know about that, Gray? Like that? I have to refer to the young fellows about all this stuff. I know it, but again, it
came out before I was born. So
it came out before you were born?
Before I was born by 4 years. So I feel like that's your area.
Oh, came out the year your brother was born.
Yeah, it did.
Wow. So, yeah, but anyway, so he's talking about using hardware samplers to tune vocals and then print them back to tape tuned. So the reason that all this stuff exists is because there was a need for it. And everything that we use just makes it faster to do what the guys were doing before. it's just that computers just do it. There are computers built into samplers. We just took the application and tacked it onto a much bigger, much more powerful machine, and that would do multiple things. I mean, that's just why all this stuff exists, and it sucks because people think that all those guys stood in there and sang every single one of those vocals like that. They didn't. They were tuned. They just weren't. And that was an eye opener to me because I knew that in certain situations, things like that had been done. I just didn't know how much. There's a really good one. Hey, Trip, what's up, man? Trip Thomas just got back from playing at Paisley Park Studios in Minneapolis.
What?
Yes, he went up with Shelby. Shelby. He just went up with Shelby and played bass at Paisley Park and a big Prince celebration. I'm so proud of you, man. So if you guys are on, y'all wave at Trip because he just got finished playing Paisley Park, and I mean that kind of not to say anything, but that kind of trumps everybody in this whole conversation right now. Me, myself, Abraham, Gray, everybody in the chat. Trip just played at Paisley Park, so just let that soak in for just a second.
Let it be known.
Okay. Yeah.
That's probably what it sounded like.
I bet. So, anyway, Bob Rock is talking about editing. He's talking about tape editing, where you had to cut the tape and tape it back together. And drum tracks would look like, if you ever look at an edit, if you run recording software and you ever have to edit with it and you look across a multi-track session where the one drops or you have to do it and there's multiple cuts that are different lengths, that's what tape literally used to look like. You used to have to put it together like this, like cross-hatched, and tape it with a piece of tape on the back. And then once you got the edit together, you would just make like one pass, maybe two across the tape machine so the tape didn't fall apart to get it to a master reel. So these things have been happening. All the stuff that we use every day, it comes out of necessity, and it's just here because it was just a faster, more efficient way to do what they've been doing. And speaking of that too, this doesn't have anything to do with AI, but speaking of recording techniques, there was a who is the guy that did the Megadeth record, Symphony of Destruction? What is his name? What is his name? Jeez, he's huge. Max Norman. He did all this. He did those Randy Rhoads records with Ozzy and all that stuff. He's talking about, I heard an interview with him, and I think it was either with Jericho or with Eddie Trunk, and he did an interview with him, and they're just like pegging him with all these questions, and one of his things was that he, on the Megadeth record Symphony of Destruction, the drums were recorded, the drum passes were all done without cymbals. So imagine if you're a drummer and you're watching this and you got all these parts down to this song and they all of a sudden go, okay, now we want you to play the same exact thing, but just don't hit any of your cymbals. Think about it. It's like if I know how to go like on a tabletop, if I know how to go like, except they told me to take this one out. And I go, I think that's right because leaving this out, This is part of my pattern. This hand dictates where this one comes down. So, but they did it. And then they recorded the cymbals separately. So you had drums with no cymbals, and cymbals are like the devil. They are like Satan himself. And I love all of you drummers with all of my heart. But you hit cymbals too hard, and they wash over everything. And the cymbals that were nice and shiny at Guitar Center that were in the catalog, and they looked really cool, they don't necessarily sound that good on every other microphone on the kit. Yeah, right. So anyway, there's ways to get around that, and when you get up in the big leagues like the Megadeth records, they're going to make you play the drums without the cymbals because you just can't help yourself from hitting them so hard. And then they recorded the cymbals separately, so you can mix them separately, and you don't have what's called bleed, across your tracks. And I mean, I have so many sessions. Speaking of AI, I have so many sessions I have to use Trigger. It's a software by Steven Slate. It's called Trigger 2. And Trigger will basically put a snare drum put a snare drum sample in the place of the snare drum that you actually hit. And the best part about it is there's no hi-hat bleed on my snare mic anymore. So I'll blend it in. But we have to do that because drummers mix yourself at the drum kit. You are the only in a metal band. Think about this. Think of that. There's a complete speed metal, thrash metal, death metal, metalcore. I don't even know what it's called anymore. So many degrees of metal, right? Every degree of metal, and the only acoustic instrument on the stage is the drums. The only one. Still acoustic, still a big wooden shell with some, skin on each end, and you kick it and you hit it, but it's still an acoustic instrument. Everything else, all the guitars, all the basses, everything electric. So it's really hard, man, to record those things and then realize that you are the one mixing yourself. You can get a little help with compression if there's microphones on them, but just the drums themselves. So, really good drummers, I could put one microphone in front of them and they would sound exactly the same as if I put 9 microphones on them, because they're playing the drums the way that they should be played. They're mixing themselves at the kit.
That's true.
Anyway, I just went off on a tangent, and now we're going to eat late. We're not going to eat late, are we? Gray, are we going to eat late? Sorry. Just trying to give the people what they want, which is answers to their questions. Mm-hmm. Speaking of questions. Speaking of questions, what's going on? Who is that? Hold on. Happy Wednesday. How's it going? JoJo Watkins, what's up, man? How are you? I hope you're doing well, brother. JoJo has a pedal board it's like the size of NASA. He's brought that thing in here before. I was like, man, oh man. I mean, like, it's huge. It's like one of those 2-3 tier deals. It's about this wide. Crazy. I love it, man. I geek out on it. He comes in and I'm just like, hey, man, tell me about your pedal board. Oh, it is a big pedal board, man. Come on, don't back off on it now. You got to own up to it. You got to own up. JoJo says his pedal board's not that big, but it's pretty big, man. And you should be very proud of that. He said I can handle it on my own. Well, isn't that after you put it in the flight case and put it on a hand truck? I'm just joking with you at this point, man. Okay, so we had a couple of things to mention. Oh, Abraham went to a show last night. Tell him all about it. But quickly, because you're hungry.
You're telling me.
I'm just kidding.
And by we I mean me. If I can talk, that'd be nice.
Got to quit drinking before you go on the air.
Yeah, right. You got to stop drinking on air. They don't know what's in that cup.
You go maybe spit bourbon all over my microphone. That was funny. Come on. I played right into the joke.
Do we have applause or laughter?
Huh?
Is there a laugh track?
Is there a laugh track?
Do we have a laugh
No, but
track?
there's this.
Not until that heathen apologizing for slamming the door in my face.
That's right. You better tell him, Esther.
How do we not have a laugh track? How do we not think of that?
Well, I guess next week we will have a laugh track. I'm sorry. We should have a laugh track. What is going on? Okay. So, anyway.
We saw Jacob Collier, and it was quite incredible. It was the second time I've seen him. And it was, I think, better than the first time.
Oh, you didn't have to tell me that.
I did. I had to rub it in.
Thanks a lot.
But
I saw him the first time. It was me and Abraham, and I think Ben was with us. And
Sam was there, too.
Sam Bavona. Whoo, man, that was like religion. I mean, I'm telling you, I about started crying. It was so good. It was a musical experience, and if you've never been to see Jacob Collier, please just go see him.
And it was at the Raleigh Art Museum, which was really cool. He played in a little amphitheater outside. It was a smaller venue. It was outdoor. There was there was a lot of lawn seating, and then there was kind of a seated section and a tiny little pit up front. I was like half full. I mean, there were like 20 people. But it was...
How could you gotten seats to that in the pit?
Buying tickets.
I reckon.
I did not buy tickets, in fact.
Yeah, speaking of Mr. shows up like a rock star at shows, I was like...
We did get let in for free.
Hey, now.
Because somebody knew somebody, and I was just along for the ride.
I had absolutely nothing to do with that.
There you go.
Nothing.
But yeah, it was incredible. I would recommend
You would recommend?
I would.
He's going to recommend. And so while he was at Jacob Collier, we were also buying tickets.
Oh, yes.
For, again, Eric, this coming Saturday. So he's at the, I think it's called the Sunset Theater in Ashboro. Showtime is, I think showtime's 8 o'clock. He sent me the rundown of the day, whatever the schedule is. Let me see what time showtime. Doors at 7, EG set 8 to 9:30. So y'all best not miss it.
That's a solid set.
And then we bought tickets to go see quite possibly our favorite band. Is it our favorite band? Yeah. Favorite band. Right? Difference between band and an artist, right? Right? Yeah. So this is our favorite band, and they are called King's X. And we do not know if anybody knows who King's X is, but I'm sure you do. So we're going to go see King's X in Asheville, North Carolina, and that is either the 14th or the 15th of July. It's on a Thursday.
Yep.
And then they have a day off, and then that Saturday they play in Nashville, Asheville to Nashville. So we are going to try to make a weekend out of it and go see some of our haunts in Nashville that we learned about last summer. Go to Third Man.
Yes.
Go to Carter Brothers Vintage Guitars.
Rumble Seat Music.
Rumble Seat Music, and go eat at the
oh my god oh my god,
what's it called?
I
can't remember the name of it.
Diner.
Yeah, it's like a diner, like a dinerist right beside
they had
Carter.
These ribs.
Yes.
These mashed potatoes.
Oh my god, that was so
oh
good.
my lord.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's right beside Carter Brothers, so you can go in and drool over all these guitars for 3-4 hours, and then go next door and get you a good old plate of home cooked food.
Oh, it was
so good. It was so good.
Oh my god.
It was so good. I remember what I got. I think I might have got did I get the ribs?
I think you might have gotten.
Did I get a
fish
vegetable
or
plate?
something?
I don't know. I don't know what I got. It was so
fish.
good. Anyway, so we're gonna make a weekend out of that in July. Go see King's X twice in 2 days and sing along with Doug Pennick and Ty Tabor and Jerry Gaskill and all that stuff, and hopefully I get to hug all of their necks after the show. Would be great because I have not seen Ty Tabor since pre-pandemic.
It's been 4 years since we saw them.
Unbelievable that it's been
Just
4 years.
About.
So crazy.
Yeah, no,
so,
4 years.
Wow.
Who's
Who's going to be there? JoJo, you going to be at the King's X show in Asheville? Yeah, man. Or at the Eric Gale show. Either one, man. We'll see you. We'll see you at either one. And then there was something else that we were looking at tickets for that maybe we bought or didn't buy. I don't know. Anyway, so okay, so that show updates. What did I say I worked on this past week? Oh, Mystic Syndicate. Worked on them. Fat Mouth. Such a great band. Oh, so do me a favor, Abraham. Go to YouTube and find the link. There's a new Fat Mouth single, and it is called Sunday Morning. And I tracked and mixed all this one. They are such an incredible band of players. They can play their behinds off. They can write their behinds off, and they're just super, super cool guys and great players. And again, they came in and tracked. Is it yesterday or day before?
Goodness, I can't remember.
Okay.
I think it was yesterday.
Okay, it was yesterday. So, is it on YouTube?
I can't find it.
It is on. I know it's on Apple Music and all that stuff. So, but anyway, I'm trying to find the link to the song. No, they're just called Fat Mouth, one word.
Oh.
Sorry.
No, I did not mean.
Sunday morning breakfast group. Okay, so we can't find the Fat Mouth record. Yeah, put it in like that and see what happens. No. Dang it, Fat Mouth. What are you doing? Anyway, we'll find the link and put it in there so you can hear it. Wezzo, my man. How are you, bro?
It's just called Sunday.
Oh, it's called Sunday. My fault. Fat Mouth Sunday. Thought it was called Sunday Morning.
There it is.
There it is. Yeah, so Abraham's going to put the YouTube link to that one in the chatty chats for you. And I'm trying to think of what else I worked on last week. Gray could probably tell you. That's why we got Gray here, because he has a great memory.
I had to write journals about it. So
Oh, Gray wrote journals about what we worked on. Come on now.
see if I can pull it up.
That's way better than having to have a memory. Have an intern take journals on it. That way I don't have to remember nothing. I don't have to remember nothing. I don't have to know my name. I just come in the door and go, Gray, name. And he says, your name is Dummy.
Yeah. Well,
You big dummy.
Sorry.
My God.
Sorry about that.
Get the door, dummy.
may have to wait on that because my Google Drive app is uninstalled.
You know what I think about his Google Drive app?
Both of y'all are big dummies.
One more time.
Both of y'all are big dummies.
That's right. Not Gray, though. Gray's not a dummy.
Yeah, well. If I
Gray is a badass, Wezzo. You are absolutely right. Wezzo says Gray is a badass. He is.
I appreciate it.
He is. And he says he appreciates that.
All right.
So what shall we do now so we can get to
7:48.
It's 7:48. So we're trying to get out of here by 8:15 so we don't have to eat at Chipotle again, because Chipotle, you can only handle it a little while. It's okay if you're really hungry and you been starving in the desert for a week. It's really good then, but I can't eat it once a week. It's like eating bricks. It's eating really good bricks, but
True.
it's like eating bricks, and they're the only thing open past 9 o'clock on the way
Wendy's
home.
is open, but there's no Wendy's on the way.
True. There are other things that are open, but they're not available to us. So we're trying to.
I was thinking there is a cookout on the way home on Wendover, but
yeah,
also
and
not-
Gray brought up cookout. I was like, great. It's like
probably
trading.
not as good.
It's like
for
trading
you.
one toilet experience for another.
Yeah.
Cookout for Chipotle, and I don't mean to be gross, but I mean
Cookout is good.
Mm.
There's a period in the school year it was like a daily occurrence. I'd go to cookout.
Yeah, I know.
Probably not a great
know.
idea.
Yeah, your guts are probably
Yeah.
turned inside out because of it, but it's okay.
Probably
You're young.
Steel.
Years
prob-
off your life.
Yeah. Oh well. Oh
Okay.
well.
So what are we gonna do, Abraham? Tell them what you're playing tonight. I've already told them what I'm playing.
I'm playing the Kramer.
It's called a DMZ 4000.
Is it DMZ or just DZ?
It might be DZ.
I think it's the DZ 4000. You've got the great aluminum headstock and the aluminum supports in the neck. Not really aluminum supports, more like wood supports for the aluminum neck.
Very true.
And it weighs about 15,000 pounds. And it's awesome. And it resonates like nobody's business.
Incredible. So the reason it's
Right
called a
on the
DZ
pickup.
4000 is because it has a DiMarzio pickup, and this is 80, probably 80, 81 maybe. So
Way early.
super early in the replacement pickup game. And I bought this from a friend of mine probably 25 years ago, and he was the original owner. So people love it. People kind of laugh at it, and I'm just like, don't be laughing at the Kramer. It's there was a. Oh, Wezzo says he wants to hear the Sovtech, no pedals. Here I am. So this is into the low input of the Sovtech, no pedals. I'm a little out of tune. That's the clean channel of the Sovtech. Not bad, right? So that's that, and then I will play some pedals. I got a couple. Abraham, you want to play yours first?
Go for it.
So Abraham wanted to play bass tonight, so he could grab a couple of our pedals that we've demoed for guitar before and show you how versatile they is for bass.
Why not?
And the first one is
So we've got the Keeley Neutrino envelope filter. Our good friends at Keeley.
Mm-hmm.
But this was before we
Aaron
knew
and
them.
Robert. Yeah, I had that pedal before we knew them. So,
Yep.
but Aaron and Robert at Keeley, incredible dudes. Robert Keeley is a genius. So,
It sounds great. It sounds good on bass. I like it a lot on bass.
ah. Yes. That's pretty funky, yeah? It's got a Les Claypool vibe to it. Yeah, man. Come on. So that is the Keeley Neutrino on a bass guitar. So it should just go to show you. They're going to sell you a lot of pedals that say bass on them, and they might have a lower frequency range, but that thing, for what it's for, is really killer. And envelope filters that aren't harsh are really hard to find. You can get them to do the thing.
The best thing about this is you have a peak knob, and you can sweep where...
There you go.
A little harsher.
Yeah, yeah.
Go down.
Yeah.
But I think it was about right there.
Yep. And a neutrino is what they call an envelope filter or an envelope follower, which basically is like an auto wah. So every time you introduce signal to it, it opens up. It's like turning your tone knob up and turning it back down. Yeah, and it's velocity based. So the harder you hit it, the more it gives you back. Yeah. It's great. So you hear a bunch of old 70s bass players use that, and so it's cool, you know. But great pedal for bass, you know, just being billed as a guitar pedal. It's great. All right. My first pedal is a brand new one. You guys haven't seen this yet. So let's go top down so you can see it. It's right here, and I'm gonna try to tilt it. It's got a crazy looking face on it that looks like a wrestler mask or something. And it is by Zachary at Zvex pedals. And I found this one. Terry says he actually had a Kramer 450G aluminum neck guitar, 6-string, about 79. Great guitar. Yeah, the bass is great too, man. I wish I had the matching. I had a chance to buy the matching guitar for that twice, and I've passed on it. And I have a guy that's in a band that tracks in here, and I think he wants to sell me. I think he wants to sell me his original that matches this, but I wish he would sell it to me. But I wish he would give it to me. But really, if I have to buy it, and I'm just kidding. That's wishing, right? That's wishing. So this pedal I'm getting ready to show you is called a Johnny Octave. We purchased it used. I found it somewhere in a Guitar Center.
At the beach, I believe.
Yep, I think in Myrtle Beach possibly. And it is hand-painted on the back, if you can see it, 1 of 1. And it says K155, and I got a feeling that is the type of germanium transistor that is in it. 112315, but it's all hand-painted, hand-numbered 1 of 1. And signed and painted by Jolene in 2014. And it's called the Johnny Octave, and it is an octave pedal. Imagine that. And it has a low octave and it has a high octave. Not low, but it has 1 above and then it has 2 above. So it's like automatic Hendrix. Killer pedal. And that is this guitar straight into my Sovtek MiG 50 with just this pedal. So this pedal's not really introducing any distortion per se, but that octave thing has a little bit of that.
It's a little bit.
It's like an octave fuzz, but not fuzzy like, COC fuzzy or Black Sabbath fuzzy. So the crazy thing about an octave pedal is if you ever want to hear it work, just go up to your 12th fret and play, and you'll hear it. Like you can play down here. Just kind of sounds like a lo-fi, grittier version of my guitar, but when you go up to 12, all of a sudden you hear that super high thing tacked onto it.
And that's only the first octave up.
And that's just the first octave up. Yep, let's switch it. So it's got a foot switch. Whoops. It's got a foot switch that turns it on and off, and then it's got a foot switch that's goes up, down again. And then it's got a foot switch that actually switches back and forth. So you can see it actually switching, it's got a yellow and a red LED. You can see it kind of switching back and forth between those. And then it's got, the on-off for that. So we'll turn it back on and we'll switch it over to that was the 2 octave. What's really weird is the 2 octave is on the left and the 1 octave is on the right.
Is it really?
It is. You see it? 2 and 1. So this is
know
the 1, which is going to be lower.
So I was wrong. That was the high octave.
It was the high. They're both higher. It's
Well-
just one's 1 octave and then one is another octave higher.
But also you've got level control.
Yes. So
And I think
Is it
that's
a
like a
mix knob?
gain knob. 'Cause I think it's gain.
yeah.
Gets pretty fuzzy up there. That's interesting. The
Pretty
1
cool.
and the 2, the fuzz sounds a little different.
Yeah. So this one has germanium transistors in it for your fuzz kind of thing. So it is a fuzz octave and it's very monophonic because you try to play a chord on it and it gets really like. Oh, wow. Oh my
That
gosh.
was pretty good up there. Oh!
Yeah. Yeah.
Here, wait.
So
We'll
that's
do
the
that
Johnny-
again, and I'll toss in my.
Oh, okay.
second
Abraham's
pedal.
next pedal. We're getting to dinner early tonight, baby.
I broke out the hot head.
Abraham got out the hot head. Let's put the top down here. Kevin Knight and David McGraw is watching.
The
Wow.
Digitech hot head.
The Digitech hot head. Incredible distortion pedal for
Distortion.
guitar. Let's see how incredible it is for bass. Hey, I'm in a Motorhead concert.
That's nasty.
That
I'll
is
do it with
nasty.
my
Watch.
fingers first.
Hey, that's all right. Is that level all the way up?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Woo!
There you go.
Yeah, now, come on. There's nothing wrong with that. There is absolutely nothing wrong with that hot head distortion pedal on bass guitar. Is there now? Is that all the volume you got? It kind of chokes your volume down. You can turn the output on the. Yeah, now. I like it. I like it.
Oh.
I can't hear your timing. Hothead. Wow. My Lord. All right, so that. So let's do this. I'm going to introduce you to my last pedal of the evening. And it is called the Defender. And it is by Alexander Pedals. And if you look closely, I've had it on the show before. It's a repeat offender. It's right
A
here.
repeat defender.
It's a repeat Defender. And it looks just like a Defender machine from when I was in the 10th grade and used to go to the convenience store and take my lunch money and buy, instead of buying a healthy lunch like my mom would want me, I bought a pack of potato chips and a soda and played Defender and Galaga with the rest of the money. We had a Defender machine in our apartment in college. So there you go. So this is a really cool pedal. It has distortion, and it has another kind of thing in it that I can't quite. So there's distortion, there's OD, there's distortion, and there's fuzz. And then this bottom one has pitch, spatial something. I don't even know. It's like a Defender machine. It's got 1,000 controls on it. So we're going to start out with the blue and see what it does first off. The blue is like just the distortion. What'd you drop?
Pick.
Wow!
Oh, yeah, maybe turn the.
Maybe
other
turn
pedal
this off. Wow, it's got an
Oh.
octave in it.
It's because you've got them both.
Yeah. now. This is going to be like a...
There we go.
What are you doing to that pedal? I don't even know what it does. Well, yeah, I don't know what it does.
That was an
It should get
accident.
that. Huh?
I said that was an accident.
Sorry, that's so loud. Yeah. So what is it doing? Let's see. Oh, that's great. So what I'm wondering is this. I hear that it does... Okay, so it's doing polyphonic pitch shifting. That's great, man. So I see that it's in the pitch. It's in it's like it does pitch, but I didn't realize it did pitch like that, like pitch like. I thought most of the time like pitch or modulation is like a chorus
tremolo.
or a yeah. So didn't know that. That's really cool. Kevin Knight says spent some time blowing up tanks on Defender.
Yeah,
you did. Yeah, you did. So it's like if you guys know the whammy pedal, right? If you know the Digitech whammy, and it has the pedal that pitches stuff up and down and all that stuff. But this thing kind of does it without like. So it's letting me blend up high octave.
Well, that's like your
Or low.
octave selection.
Yeah.
So you get your low octave down there, and your high octave up there.
Yep.
And then that's your blend mode.
The blends
full
between the
drive.
octave and the overdrive. Let's crank up the drive on that thing and see what it's got. Has it got anything? Yes. That's great. That's nasty. Okay, so that is the Alexander Defender. Go get you one. I don't think they make them anymore, but you can go get you one. It's called the Defender Stargate Drive, and it has all sorts of crazy stuff in it, a filter, a pitch, spatial something, and apparently I need an instruction manual to be able to operate it because it's got a lot of things. It has this three-way selector for each one of those things, and then it has these parentheses under each knob, which means that there's a tweak and there's some sort of something. I don't even know what this thing does. Oh, this is great. Yeah. That's great. That's a great sound of distortion. Ooh, that's not. Kevin Knight says, can it blow up a tank? Maybe. Okay. Do we love everybody and tell them goodbye?
I think so.
I think we do. Has everybody had a good night? We've spent an hour and 13 minutes with you. I love every one of you for tuning in. Seriously, we appreciate you guys taking all your time to tune in with us and just kind of watch us act stupid and silly and play guitar pedals and make noises like this. Hold on a minute, I can make one more before I leave.
Him his guitar, dummy.
That's right, that's right.
Him his guitar, dummy.
Can you believe we found a Fred Sanford sample that says,
Him his guitar, dummy.
all right, y'all, myself, Abraham Johnson, Gray Gall, the soap opera star back here, or action movie star, whichever he prefers, we are out. And we will see you next week. I mean, I think I've got it on my schedule. So shall we see if we can get away with some of these sounds on the out jam? And you guys come back and see us again. All right, you ready? Here we go. We out. Woo! We'll see y'all next week.